All right. We have now been joined by William Byron, William is running the NASCAR Cape World Truck Series race tonight and then the NASCAR Cup Series race on Sunday. So we're going to open it up for questions for William. If you have one, raise your hand, and we'll get to as many as we can. And to start, we'll start with Tucker in the back.
Tucker White, last word on sports. William, during the Goodyear tire test back in March, we saw tires cooling after 20 to 25 laps. And given that a lot of tracks with even more abrasive surfaces, we don't always see this. What exactly causes tires to cord like we saw during the test?
I think just the concrete. We don't normally run on concrete that's just flat, and concrete's pretty abrasive to tires, especially like at a Dover or Bristol, usually have tire issues there. So I feel like that's just what it is. And, it seems like it's a lot better through practice. Track rubbered in pretty quickly. So I feel like it's gotten a lot better. And I think biggest thing for us was just trying to get it to turn. It's a really flat place and feels kind of like Pocono in that aspect. And the straightaways are pretty long. So yeah, it was cool.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we're going to go to Bob up front.
Bob Hawkers, Fox Sports. Did you ask this team to do, was this a race that you were looking for a ride because you'd never been here, or was this something that they came to you looking for, I guess, some favor and some feedback?
Yeah, Rudy came to me with this opportunity, Rudy and Willie Allen, back in March, I think. So it wasn't on my radar. I haven't run anything in a few years, other than Cup, and I was kind of nervous too, but it worked out, and they were willing to have me in their truck, and that's awesome. So I'm really appreciative for the opportunity and feel like it's one that's going to help me in the Cup Series, but really just a chance to have fun. With my guys, I get a chance to have Josh Graham here, who works on the 24, and meet a lot of the new guys at Rackley and their team. So it's been fun, and we started off practice a little bit off, but we got a lot better and obviously got really good there by the end. So just got to keep working on it, but it's awesome to have the opportunity.
All right, Bob, go ahead. Oh, sorry.
Did you go into the they put resin down, which isn't theoretically traction compound, so did it feel any more grippier up there, or could you tell any sort of difference with the tires that had been kind of rubbed in?
Yeah, I thought the track rubbered in pretty quickly. I thought that rubber laid down quicker than I'm used to, in a practice session. So that was interesting. I was nervous, firing off there, just not knowing the truck and seeing that a lot of guys usually have issues, with the traction compounds. So I was kind of nervous there. So I kind of stayed pretty low for the first couple runs. And then as I worked into it, it seemed like it was normal grip level. So it wasn't a huge deal. I don't think we're going super fast in the center of the corner, so it's not like you're super on edge getting to the traction or resin compound.
All right, go ahead.
Stephen Toronto, CBS Sports. William, I was asking around about, on the Cup side of things, I was asking about the current streak that Hendrick has been on, and I heard that really the advantage that you guys have is with mastering the body of the current Cup car. Without giving me too many trade secrets, can you tell me a bit about why Hendrick has continued to develop the current Cup body, even though this current Cup car is going to be obsolete this time next year?
Yeah, I don't think it's really one thing. I think we've gone to work on a lot of different areas. It's taken us 2 or 3 years, maybe 4, since I've been here to kind of get to where we are. So I don't think it's really one thing. Downforce always helps, but a lot of other things help. So I feel like we're just trending in the right direction, and it's really kind of I credit to our sim program, to everything that keeps us gets us close, because we don't have practice. So to show up with the splitter being close, all those things being close, is really tough. So I don't think that's really just downforce. I think it's really just a lot of hard work from engineers, fab guys, everything.
All right, we're going to take our next question from Lee. Go ahead, Lee.
Good morning. How are you? You kind of feel you're at a deficit coming into the sport in an era where there's absolutely no testing. I even think about Larson. I think Larson came here and tested 10 years ago when he was or 8 years ago when he was first coming into the sport. But for a guy like you, Sim's really been all you've had to rely on.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think that's why opportunities like this are so awesome. I think that's why chances to run something else is really good for me. And, something really good, like I'm having this weekend. So I feel like it's a great opportunity for me to learn. And I do feel like now in the Cup cars, I feel pretty up to speed. I don't feel like I'm at a deficit by any means. It's just figuring out the little details of each track that maybe I haven't had a car at that track to be competitive with, to know what I need to feel. So we're getting there, though. I think we've been to a lot of tracks that I wasn't competitive before in Cup, and now this year we're really good. I think Texas is an example of that. So I'm excited for the summer months and kind of see what we can do.
And you were tweeting about Torrey Pines, and I'm just kind of curious, are you a golf fan, or do you play the sport? I think you grew up pretty close or on a golf course, so can you kind of talk a little bit about what's going on at Torrey Pines and how intent you'll be on watching it?
Yeah, I really enjoy golf. I think what I enjoy the most is how similar the athletes, approach things to us, with how they treat their bodies and mentally and physically. So it just is, cool to watch them and kind of understand the different approaches each athlete has, and that's why I enjoy it. I think it's harder for me to relate to a basketball player or a football guy, but it's easier to relate to a golfer because it is kind of an individual sport, but they have a team around them to do what they need to do. So it's kind of somewhat like our sport. A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I'm not great, but I try.
All right, Jamie, did you have a question?
Yeah. He is. Yeah, he is. He and Willie are gonna, be crew chief of me tonight. So the two of them were working on changes during practice, and yeah, so he'll be here, and Josh too. So that's good. It's good to have a familiar voice in my ear, and it's cool for him to come back to the Truck Series too, and kind of be around the garage. I can tell his comfort level is so much higher. Cup is so different in its own right, and I feel like he's a little more comfortable with everything.
All right, and then we have a question up front here with Rachel.
Hi, William. Rachel with Fox 17. So my question, I just want to know, how does it feel to be back in the Truck Series and start here at Nashville Superspeedway?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, the trucks are, I obviously watch the truck races every weekend, but you don't really know how it's going to drive until you get out there. So I was really nervous going into the first corner just to know, what it was going to feel like and kind of, understand the side force and the feel. And we're not going as fast as a mile and a half, so I'm sure it would feel a little different there, but kind of brings me back to a few years ago. And the other thing is how much room you have above your head. I'm not used to that either. So the mirrors, the engine has changed since I've been in the trucks. We used to have, I guess at the time it was just open engine. So that's a little different too. So I'm getting used to the shifting and all that. Restarts, I think, will be a challenge for me just to get up to speed, remember to shift. I'm going to have to be looking down at my tack and looking up, and it's going to be a challenge.
All right, any final questions for William? Oh, go ahead, Lee.
Also curious, Chase went to the dark side and raced in dirt last year, and Jeff Gordon was at the BC 39 track, at the Speedway, running a midget yesterday. Do you have any desire to kind of want to test your skills on dirt?
Yeah, I think the more that I try other things again, it's been a few years since I've ran anything else besides the Cup car. So it's getting back used to that and not having the nerves and wondering whether you can do it or not. I mean, that will all kind of go away as I do it a little more. So I'd love to do dirt. Obviously, it's totally different than asphalt, and I think it fits the schedule well with the fact that the Chili Bowl's in the off season. So I'd love to. I think it just has to be the right opportunity.
All right. Well, William, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.